checked the arrest warrants. And the other important point is other people in the military and in the administration, for example, of the CLA or the COGAT, the COGAT, who are responsible for the administration of the West Bank and Gaza, will also be sweating as far as I'm concerned, because the next step is for the ICC and the Office of the Prosecutor, firstly, of course, to issue arrest warrants for other senior members of the Israeli military, as well as the Israeli so-called civilian administration, which doesn't exist, but that's what the Israelis call it, regarding command and control responsibility for the starvation of the people of Gaza. Not just Netanyahu and Gallant, but others as well. So that's the first point. The other point, and just coming back to the point the honorable gentleman just made, France has been flip-flopping about this, because as we all know, France, when the arrest warrants were issued against Putin and the lady whose name I forget, who was the head of, I think, some ministry regarding child affairs, regarding children who had been abducted in Ukraine, France was one of the first nations to put out a statement saying that they would in fact enforce those specific arrest warrants. And at that time, so about 1 year ago, they didn't speak about any immunity for heads of state. And as soon as this decision came from the pretrial chamber of the ICC, they suddenly went into defense mode and started talking about so-called non-existing immunity for heads of state. There is no immunity for heads of state regarding the Rome Statute in the ICC. It's non-existent. That immunity might exist at the French national level has nothing to do with the obligation of France and all other signatories to the Rome Statute to arrest and transfer anybody who has an arrest warrant issued against themselves. So France, Germany, and all the other countries who have come out and said that there was some doubt about them enforcing the arrest warrants are in clear contravention of their international obligations as countries, as nation states, and as signatories to the Rome Statute. That's the second point that I wanted to make. And as the legal counsel for the March 30th movement and the Hind Rajab Foundation, we are just getting warmed up. We've already submitted the 1,000 IDF soldier complaint about 5 or 6 weeks ago now. We're moving on to other individuals who are higher up, lower than Netanyahu and Gallant, but higher up in the command and control structure, and we're coming for them. So as far as we are concerned, these are the first arrest warrants which have been issued, but we hope that these will be the first of many arrest warrants which Karim Khan will request and the ICC will in fact issue. Thank you.
Thank you, Haroon, for this contribution. And may I say that you give some weight to this arrest warrants, because at the same time, some people all over the world think that these are meaningless and it will not be applied. So you think that it's a start of a new way of dealing with, let's say, word criminals and especially heads of states? I mean, there is a kind of light at the end of the tunnel that says that one day we can see a head of state before the International Criminal Court.
Well, it's happened before, so this isn't something which has never happened before. It's happened before at the ICC level. And the only difference is these are Israelis. So there's no reason whatsoever it shouldn't happen. But much more importantly, I guarantee you, Netanyahu and Gallant will not be traveling anywhere else except for Israel and the US for the coming 50 years. Mark my words.
Maybe Hungary?
I don't think they'll even dare that, because Hungary is still an EU country, and although we know what the stance of Hungary is right now, but I think
the statement.
Yes, I follow that, of course, which is legal, excuse my language, legal rubbish. It's legal nonsense, as I just explained.
Okay.
But to be very clear, EU countries can also be sanctioned, and Hungary has been sanctioned before because of certain policies within Hungary regarding the judiciary, as have other countries. So I don't think that Hungary and other countries will be welcoming to Netanyahu and Gallant, especially
just a
because...
gesture.
Sorry?
Just as a kind of gesture to Netanyahu.
Yeah, I understand. But even then, I think they won't be really happy to have them come in because of the international pressure which will be lodged within the EU, for example. And again, the most important point is if international law practitioners and activists and other people can get Netanyahu and Gallant to sweat a bit more, I think we'll already have achieved a lot, especially looking at the
Yeah.
genocide which is happening.